The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. A response from Ripple's chief technology officer regarding allegations that the company uses trading bots to artificially inflate the price of XRP. To cut a long tale short, it's not true, Ripples aren't lowering prices. I'll fill you in on something David Schwartz did mention by sharing this with you. As a result of this conversation's aftermath, meanwhile, more accusations have surfaced, including claims that David Schwartz is outright dishonest regarding Ripple and XRP sales. These allegations are really grave. Well, aren't they? Is there any truth to these claims? No, I'll be honest right from the start, I won't even make fun of you for being so ridiculous. Also speaking to them is David Schwartz. I will now tell you what has transpired since we last spoke. Although I do believe that everyone has the right to their own opinion, the internet I'm currently using is. It's as if it's a place where rationality and reasoning are abandoned. At times, that is beneficial. I get the impression that's the case. I want to be clear up front that I am not providing financial advice and that I do not have any form of financial support before I tell you what happened here. Also, you shouldn't base any purchases or sales on what I say, right? For fun and as a pastime, I create videos on YouTube discussing cryptocurrency and related subjects. I'm just an enthusiast. Now, let's talk about the allegations against Ripple. It's clear that they don't make any sense in purposely depressing the price of XRP. Since they have the most to lose from an unhealthy XRP ecosystem, they would prefer that its value remain low and would even push for a price increase if necessary. They do, in fact, sell XRP at various points. However, as I have been emphasizing for what seems like an eternity, the amount of XRP they are selling is negligible. In most cases, the volume is far below what would be required to detectably depress the price of XRP. The market would certainly react negatively if a large quantity of that were to be dumped all at once. But I don't think anyone will notice because it takes years to complete and you won't see the results for decades. Although, given that XRP is being distributed, its price would be different 30 years from now if it didn't exist. I will not dispute that. This is particularly important to consider when trying to determine whether or not it is detrimental to the XRP ecosystem. Since a small amount of XRP is burned forever with every transaction, the XRP ledger is technically deflationary. I shared this in my video the other day, but this is from Franz van der Horst and it shows the inflation rate of XRP over the last 6 years. Oh no, it has evaporated. Never goes with anyone. Oh no, it has evaporated. Additionally, it serves as a safeguard for the XRP blockchain. My intention is to be explicit in case you are taking into account this usage of the words. However, escrowed XRP is being considered by some. RIF sells a tiny fraction of more than with every release. Using the term inflation to describe it might not be the most accurate choice. However, what exactly is the magnitude of the growth in the so-called circulating supply? It turns out it's not even close to that much. The amount of XRP in circulation has been increasing at a rate of around 6% annually for the past 6 years, as demonstrated by this article by a friend of mine named van der Horst. The trend of Chainlink increased by 34%. Solana saw a 51% increase in just 3 years. After 3 years, Ripple jumped 36%. However, such will not be the case in the year 2022. Within 6 years, it has increased by 36%. Therefore, consider this. Litecoin will receive it here. Quickly, Solana, look at the market cap and number 5 position before XRP. How is that even possible? Will the market take a nosedive? What the dweeb? Absolutely not. That isn't the issue. Just to give you a quick rundown, the pricing isn't greater. Reason being, demand, or lack thereof, is usually more of a problem than supply when it comes to cryptocurrency. There isn't greater demand, which is why the price of XRP isn't higher. It's far more significant than any supply entering the wider XRP ecosystem from Ripple's. Although XRP is far lower, it would take 3 years for Solana to grow 51%, and Salon is ahead of it in terms of market cap by just one position. Thus, it is quite evident that Ripple's actions are irrelevant. Can we just use the facts, people? Logic, statistics, reason, whatever you call it. Then let's put it to use. As a result, David Schwartz was held to account. Washing machine. I'll be right over to the lace. But around the time these assertions were made, Ripple was actively trying to keep prices down. Schwartz, David, saw that Ripple halted selling XRP through their programmatic store. Plus, he forwarded this scrap from, a Ripple Insights post, I believe it was. Consequently, it was one of the reports that was due every 3 months. Here are the key points. Ripple has maintained their policy of selling XRP exclusively in conjunction with out-of-the-loop transactions. Thus, programmatic refers to any XRP sale that does not involve OTL. Yes, it is correct. According to attorney Bill Morgan, who reposted the post on February 16, some members of the XRP community are under the impression that the price suppression is due to escrow, Ripple dumping, or bots managed by Ripple. Jed McCaleb was the taco stand's pocketbook before that. That was, however, exhausted in 2022. Additionally, in 2019, Ripple ceased programmatic sales. What's the following hypothesis? Is this starting to seem like a decent question? We definitely have something, I tell you what. Can you provide me more specific definitions of programmatic and how they relate to ODS? Someone asked David Schwartz this question, and I'm curious to know the answer. So, he does in fact clarify the distinction between these sorts of transactions. An XRP community member then attacks him. That being said, I will be sharing it with you next. Because he spent time explaining this to us, I want to be sure that everyone is clear on what he's trying to convey. Also, thank you for that. Hence, this is what David Schwartz put down in his, of course. Sales that occur on exchanges, typically through market making, are known as programmatic sales. You should probably hold less of it overall. One way to make money selling assets is to facilitate the purchase and sale of such assets for other individuals. However, your net sales exceed your net purchases. Anytime a customer wants to pay someplace using Ripple payments, sales involving OD will happen. Take the case of someone wishing to transmit Mexican pesos as an example. Buying XRP from Ripple now, sending it to a Mexican exchange, exchanging it for MSN, the Mexican peso, and finally using a payment service to transmit the money domestically to Mexico is one way they might accomplish this. A net sale in relation to ODSL occurs when Ripple purchases fewer XRP than it sold in that payment. Well, that's all. It is simply that simple. This does not constitute market dumps. The way it unfolds is the way it always has been. This has persisted for a very long time. That is not to mention the amount that goes into circulation due to OTL transactions. In terms of total XRP volume, it's negligible. We continue to receive subpar service, even though it is ultimately insignificant. My name is Random Person XRP, and I'm a member of the XRP community. He shared the work of David Schwartz. Comment on X saying we halted XRP programmatic sales in the screenshot. He then published it, and some XRP dude makes some bold assertions here. He boasts that he has never before discovered an employee of Ripple essentially deceiving the XRP community. Accusing programmatic sales of having ceased since first quarter of 2023 is misleading the community. In Q4 2023, nevertheless, it will be easy to observe that they shed more than 700 million XRP. Instead of stopping dumping XRP, David Schwartz is trying to make us believe they have a new technique to dump it. Then you gather a group of folks and say, oh my, we really must be honest and objective about this. Even before I saw the reply to this, I had one of those expressions on my face after reading it. It resembles a bewildered canine with its head tilted to one side. Who, exactly, is this like? I couldn't believe what I was reading. David Schwartz did, in fact, answer to this. And it said, even though he's obligated to do it, He's deceiving people about the amount of XRP we're selling and the method of sale by publishing an excerpt that clearly mentions both of these things. Yes, precisely. They are selling XRP via AUDL transactions, and it's right there on the screen. Everyone knows this. These out-of-the-loop transactions are still going on, as I mentioned in my second piece that I recently shared with you. I was just reading that for a few minutes ago, and it's highlighted again here. He's explaining the inner workings of AUDL and how XRP becomes free in the wild because of this. Yes, that is his action. For a long time now, this has been known to the general population. Yes, we stopped doing programmatic sales years ago, and David Schwartz confirms it in a piece. In any case, here are some numbers about the overall impact on OTL sales. Therefore, it is just there. Then this man shows up and accuses you of being dishonest. For what? That is completely ridiculous. Despite being criticized by several individuals, he basically said, "Oh yeah, I was wrong," rather than taking responsibility for his actions. He proceeded to delve deeper into the matter. "No one from Ripple or you ever mentioned selling it after the program ended," one anonymous XRP responder said David Schwartz. "If you omit this detail about your ADDX sales, people will assume that you merely halted programmatic sales, which is not the same as discovering another method to dump XRP. Unless he's intentionally being malicious, this guy clearly has no idea what he's talking about. This has been known to the public before to their decision to discontinue programmatic sales. When I first started my YouTube account, I made a video discussing it. Thus, I released it towards the year's end. In 2018, I will most likely have videos discussing that. And if that doesn't work, then it will be all through 2019. This naturally comes up in conversation, so I've been bringing it up with some regularity. It's common knowledge, therefore I've been mentioning it for a long time. It's been said before. They didn't only discontinue programmatic. And look at them now, being crafty. Plus, they figured up a different approach to go about choice. No, that is completely illogical. We are not selling XRP via programmatic sales, so who are you to even try to deceive? This is the current method we're using. Someone in line is being tricked by them. There is no coherence. After we discontinued programmatic sales, the poster claiming to be replying to not only indicates that we're selling it, but it also highlights that aspect so no one would miss it, according to David Schwartz's response. Once again, I fail to understand how this individual can state categorically that David Schwartz is deceiving him. When it comes to the post that individual is posting, David Schwartz notes in his reply that Ripple and its linkages with OTL transactions are the only places you can buy XRP. That is deceptive. He claims you're deceiving whom? There are certain people whose anger I simply fail to comprehend. And now he's behaving as like he's entitled to a reply from Ripple over this. Even though he was under no obligation to do so, David Schwartz's response is appreciated. However, Edward Coin of Millionaire next chimed in to tell him, "I love how you actually own stock in the company and can help determine how things are done. You have two options, join or leave. It's relatively shallow. Your questions about this matter are irrelevant. Separate from that, I'm not sure if I have it highlighted." However, in another one, he made a comment about how he seems to be pretending to have Ripple stock or something like. Am I showing it correctly? I'm not sure. I felt that one was kind to him, though, so there's another. They have absolutely no obligation to you whatsoever. As if they're giving this information freely. Because you're behaving as though they're attempting to fool you, they're under no obligation to divulge any of this information. The premise is completely absurd. There is no logical way to understand that. I figured I'd just provide an update to the narrative here. Even while I'm delighted David Schwartz answered, I still think this is the best place to spread the word if someone is going to make bold claims like this. There will definitely be crypto media coverage on this tomorrow. Since this kind of thing is always discussed here, I think I'm little ahead of the curve on this one. Seems like we can't have good things since we don't have like. Because of this, we are unable to enjoy pleasant things. You shouldn't put your money where your mouth is because of anything I say. I'm not a financial advisor. Well, that's the end of the video. Leave a comment with your opinions. And, as always, we ask that you like and subscribe. Muchas gracias, depart.